Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like something was off about an headline, a slogan of one of your favorite sports brands, or like brands in general, or even a commercial that was like that just wouldn't leave your head, basically, and you could remember it for days after? Uh, and hello, Cam. Um, basically, these messages ain't just creepy; they're calculated. So tonight I am going to be pulling back the curtain on this cry war perception that has not been fought with bombs or bullets, or basically it's been fought with phrases, words, symbols, stuff like that. So, this is the Conspiracy Nexus episode 29, the language of control, hidden codes in modern media. Um, so get comfortable, everyone. Keep your eyes sharp and your mind sharper, as we say. Um, and let's get going, shall we? With this interesting topic, I think. And as always, hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, and get scared and get involved in the conversation. So basically, as we're gonna be delving into all this, um, in the 1950s, the birth of subliminal messaging happened. Basically, and someone called James Vickery thought to himself, right, how can I get something out to test? And he decided to go into it basically now debunked, but at the time he thought, if I drink Coca-Cola and eat popcorn in this cinema or movie theater in New Jersey, people will be influenced enough to go, concession sales, boom, boom, let's buy Coca-Cola, let's buy popcorn more, you know. But then he said later on he fabricated the results and that, but the perception's still there. What if stuff like that's been going on for ages, since the 1950s? So fast forward to Saturday morning cartoons and the VHS tapes and the golden age of that, and people have said that stuff has been added in subconsciously to all these. One of them, right? I believe I can't remember what Disney film it is, but there was the ones in like the Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and stuff happened. I think it was. I'm going to just double check for you now. I think it was a Lion King, um, but I could be wrong. Yes, in the Lion King, the word "sex" appears in the stars. Disney come out and immediately said it's not saying sex, but everyone wasn't so sure. They said it definitely says it and all that. But I can find an image for you. You can tell me what you think, everyone. Right. Let me write that down just so I can show you. Boom. Look. SEX. Disney come out and said it says SFX, so the sound effects department, and that it was a little subtle nod to them. But it's there. If you look, to me, that looks how it looks like sex. And what's that doing in a Disney film? And hello, Daniel. How you doing, bro? Yeah, but that says sex to me in The Lion King. Yes, it is, Daniel. It is The Lion King. I'm talking about subliminal messaging tonight. But yeah, to me, that says sex. I don't know what you or Cam thinks or anyone watching on catch up, but that to me says sex. like I said, Disney come out and said, "Oh, it doesn't say sex; it says SFX." But to me, that says sex. Little Mermaid and Aladdin obviously had more subliminal messages in it. But today, advertisers are a bit more subtle, or that's how they think. They use neural marketing, so basically to try and play on our heads. So they use colours that they research will get our attention, certain sounds, even smells. Who doesn't like a good smell? Think about a deodorant or whatever, or antiperspirant, or like aftershave, us men, or perfume for the ladies, or whatever. So think of it this way, right? In 2018, in America, the Sinclair Broadcast Group decided that they would do a little experiment. They own 15 news channels for like local news channels, and every anchor said the same phrase, I should say, not phrase, right? And it was all written out, and viewers thought that they were receiving local unbiased news, but they were consuming a message, right, basically from elsewhere in the world. And yeah, every one of their 15 local news stations, this Sinclair Broadcast Group, told their anchors to say the same phrase in all 15 areas. What the fuck? So basically, like I said, about that's where that went on in 2018, and then political people have been giving us subliminal messaging. Basically, there's this program called programming, not neuro-linguistic programming, that basically means which is basically a controversial psychological technique that is said to bypass rational thinking, and it uses emotional association, so repetition, rhythm, embedded commands, basically that they'll play on your mind, and it'll sell you stuff. So basically, Tony Robbins, Barack Obama, even tech CEOs have been accused of using these techniques in their speeches. So they paired these certain phrases with body language, timing, pauses, emotional words, speaking certain things. So basically, you could just be like, they could just be talking to you like I am to you guys now, but secretly their body language could be going like doing like all this, and they could be repeating certain phrases like, "Well, I really want to do this, and I want your help to do that." You know what I mean? And then that kind of comes onto you. So that's kind of the thing. How many people have been doing subliminal stuff, even here in the UK? How many times have politicians sold stuff to us, and we've gone, "Oh, we'll go and vote for them," or if your favorite football club or rugby club or whatever have gone, "Oh, we're going to do this season," and you bought into it because of the way that they worded it. You know what I mean? Exactly. And it's like so subliminal that you're going, "Damn, this could be our year. They're finally doing something, and it could be our year." You know what I mean? And they're selling it. They phrased it in such a way that you're going, you forgot about all the other years that they've gone shit, basically, and you're gone, "Oh, this could be the year that we finally go and, I don't know, get that star hooker, get that star scrum half, get that star striker, get that star goalkeeper," and you've gone, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. So take a look. So I'm going to give you an exercise now. Right, I'm going to put some pictures on screen. Right, just random pictures of brands. Right, and you can tell me what you think of straight away when you see it. Exactly. Boston, the Boston Red Sox should know about that, and you at Liverpool can. Yeah, if I show you some pictures, let me know what you think. The first thing that comes into your mind. Right. I'll start with an easy one first, everyone. There we are. What do you think of the first thing that you see this logo? I know the brand. I don't want the brand. What's the first thing you think of when you see it? Right. Money. If you're thinking burgers or whatever, yeah, you get also a thing. Right. So that's one. Right. Now, I'm going to move on to another one. I'm going to put a random one in now. What do you think of when you see this logo, everyone? What's the first thing you think of when you see this logo, everyone? Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. You think of a bird, do you, Cam? Well, if you think of cars, that's a thing. And then I'll do two more now. Right. There you go. What do you think of that one, everyone? What do you think when you first see this one? Interesting, Cam. But yeah, I won't argue with that. You're thinking of energy drinks, you know. And now I'll do the last one. Right. Last one. What do you think of this? What do you think when you see this logo? Interesting, Ham, but yeah, this is Ryanair's symbol, and if you think of holidays, when you see this is basically, like I said, a subliminal messaging. So basically, I've given you 4 different logos here as an example, and I've given you like basically the gist of what these companies do. You see them like you talk. Me put Cam's messages up on screen, like what you can do if you come into my live, you'll see them and get your comments read. Basically, say for McDonald's, he's put money, but you see what I mean. You're subliminally speaking to you, not without you thinking about it. You've gone with the first answers that's coming to your head for everything. So in a way, if you've gone with McDonald's, have you gone with money for burgers and or fries or any other food items for McDonald's? They're selling that service to you, so you naturally think of that. Skoda, if you think of the cars, another way of them subliminally saying it to you. If you thought of the Monster energy drinks and then think of energy, if you thought of energy drinks themselves or that, then you won't honestly, you get where I'm coming from, everyone. It's like it's like part of the puzzle, basically, So basically, if you look at it, so if you take out the symbols around you, like even on your phone or on your clothes or whatever, many contain like certain shapes or hidden numbers or even ancient motifs that have not been like explained. Like the CBS logo in America for my American viewers, that resembles an eye. Google Chrome's logo contains 666. Yes, Google Chrome's logo, it says 666. in the segments. So are these just coincidences? No. I believe that these were intentional designs and they basically shouting at you, look, we can do what we want, basically. So basically in occult studies, people say that the symbols bypass logic and they plant intent into the brain more. So every time you think of looking at a logo, have a look and see what you can see. So basically, like I said with color psychology, fast food brands like McDonald's use red and yellow, don't they? Burger King uses red and yellow, technically. Wendy's uses red in America. Chick-fil-A uses red. Wild Reds. News channels rely on blue and red all the time, near enough. BBC uses red and white here, but ITV uses blue and yellow. Sky News uses blue and red. Sky Sports News uses blue and red here. And Fox News in America uses blue. I don't know what I mean. It's like, So this is color psychology, right? And basically, it's saying that they're saying that if you see something red, it increases your appetite for it. Blue, it basically says that they're trusting, and yellow means urgency. So, like McDonald's, they've appealed to your appetite because it's a burger, and the yellow means that you want it in such a rush because it's fast food. So, if you think about it, social media platforms like Facebook, X, or Twitter in back in the day. This is where we're in Twitter, and LinkedIn always relied on the calm corporate blue scheme so they wanted to gain your trust. TikTok, Instagram are more colourful, so it means that you're going to be more addictive to them apps because they're drawing you in. So, and look at YouTube with red and white. Red means urgency, obviously, because you'll want to be on YouTube all the time, so you're urgently trying to get on there and see your favourite content creators. You know what I mean? So, basically, you know what I mean? So, think about it. It's behavioral engineering on a behavioral level. Sorry for the fucking butchering there. But if you think about it, it's like an hypnosis, but with your eyes wide awake for it, not 4 hours of sleep. You remember, like I said, you got to be on here on YouTube to see your content creators, so they use red. So the thing with that, next time you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. Now, if you think about it, going back further, The Simpsons. We all love The Simpsons. We all love Homer, Marge, Barney, Moe, Mr. Burns, Smithers, Apu, Ned Flanders. You know what I mean? But there's an idea behind everything that they done. Everyone says it's a meme now, but they predicted nearly everything, right? And it's no joke to conspiracy theorists in the world. Basically, they said that the Simpsons have predicted 9/11, the presidency of Donald Trump, even Black Mirror. Black Mirror on Netflix have basically echoed social credit systems and that. So basically, if you look at other things, right, in the world and stuff that's been brought out in media, there's one film, I believe, Contagion, I believe, that come out in like 2011 that kind of eerily mimicked the COVID-19 pandemic in the plot, the timing, and the terminology, which is crazy. So, what does do they want us prepared on a level which we program it into our brains, that you're basically our bitch, basically. No simple way of going around it, but you know what I mean? So let me know what you think there, everyone. But yeah, so there's some for us there. Now, music industry. One of my favourite industries in the world. So, reverse lyrics have always been a thing in classic rock and that. Now, if you reverse certain lyrics, like there's a famous Beatles one where if you go forward and it says the actual lyric, then if you put it in reverse, I think it's Revolution 9, it says there's something else. That's like an example. Modern pop videos to this day have been laced with occult references. And there's been hidden messages in certain ones. You might have some of your favorite stars, pop stars, or less favorite. I'm going to say with Jay-Z and Beyonce because we know what's going on with them in a minute. In the world, Billie Eilish has also faced scrutiny for her stuff. That involved, and in their stuff, they basically put pyramids, eyes, ritual aesthetics, stuff like that in all their videos. Basically, the idea that reverse audio can reveal satanic stuff, or subversive messaging has been a thing since the 1980s. And that, but like I said, the Beatles kind of put stuff on reverse in the 60s and certainly in their 60s when they were popular. So, and people have been finding it to this day when they've gone through and because a lot of people, like I said, were convinced that Paul McCartney had died. So they were always looking in the lyrics and saying, we got reversed this, are they going to reveal something? And a lot of things that they revealed. I think one of the lyrics was actually Paul is dead. You reversed it. So look it up, everyone, by the way. And hello, everyone who's just tuning in. But so have you ever wondered when you've been scrolling on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube on the shorts, and you've gone, they showed me this video at the exact moment I wanted to see it, and so there's this thing now that people are latching onto now, that the algorithm that was key for so long. Everyone was like, you got to be perfect with algorithm to get noticed. They're not matching content to your interests anymore. They're shaping behaviors. So basically, like a TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, they use feedback loops to basically nudge users into rabbit holes that they don't want to go down, or even emotional states that they don't want to go down either. So, researchers and whistleblowers from companies like Facebook have come out and said that it's to cause outrage, fear, and tribal content, basically to boost their engagement. So, the algorithms are now prioritizing what's engaging over what's necessarily true, leading to polarization of design. So basically, is the algorithm that you're actually seeing really yours? Yes or no? I'm going to say no, because none of the time I've been on Facebook or TikTok lately, and I've seen stuff that I'm not even interested in, but I'm drawn into it because it's on my For You page. So basically, now if you think about it as well, right? Children's programming has gone a long way now. Because if you think about it, what kids watch ain't always innocent, as we've known because growing up. Studies have basically shown now that like rapid scene changes in TV programs for kids, like Coco Melon, can basically overstimulate their brains, their developing brains. So basically, psychologists, fucking hell, Ray, why can't I speak tonight? Sorry, everyone. Psychologists have basically argued that this creates addictive patterns and shortens attention spans in them as they're watching this, which is kind of crazy. But if you think about it, when we were growing up, when I was growing up, and you, how many times have we watched a program? I'm going to go with one of my favourite ones growing up, because I'm sure everyone's seen it, Scooby-Doo. How many times has there been an adult joke in Scooby-Doo? Or how many times has there been an adult joke in, like, in one of the Nickelodeon programs? Obviously, Nickelodeon has a lot of issues, but like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, how many adult jokes pass through that? Anna Montana, another adult jokes were going through there. You know what I mean? So, getting more and more now that the scripts are getting written on purpose and that. And the CIA has been involved in Hollywood for like. The CIA has been involved in Hollywood for ages. There's obviously the infiltration of journalism by Operation Mockingbird. If you look at that. So basically, it's getting now where PR firms are actually becoming more and more like shaping narratives to a degree. Before I leave you, everyone, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite films, and it'll make you, if you ain't watched it, I'd watch it, because this is along the lines of subliminal messaging. Basically, John Carpenter's basically cult classic film, They Live, with WWE Hall of Famer Rowdy Roddy Piper. It was a sci-fi movie, obviously, but it wasn't like a sci-fi movie as in that it was like a manifesto. So basically, it was opening the world, basically, to what was going on. So if you don't seen it, it's basically this guy, and that. I'm not going to say his name because I want you to watch it if you ain't watched it. But this guy who's played by Roddy Piper, gets these special sunglasses. And they reveal hidden messages behind advertisements, money, and authority. So he, without wearing them, basically, he sees nothing. He sees like billboards with a car, with like suntan lotion, for example. But then when he sees with the glasses on, billboard or advertising holding that said car, where it would show the car. When you put it on, it said consume or obey. Yeah, so basically, it's been a film now that is kind of become a cult classic because it's kind of saying to us, this is the era that we're in. So he saw the world as what it was, a fake. And he fights back to say, basically, this is not how it should be. So without the glasses, without the awareness that he had without the glasses, we're basically blind in ourselves for our own control. So basically, we need to put on our own sunglasses, see that the awareness is there and that the subliminal messages are always there, hiding in plain sight, and fight back ourselves. So they live maybe a work of fiction, but the parallels to modern media today and the algorithmic influences they had, and even the visual manipulation of billboards and us wanting to buy the latest car, buy the latest film or game or whatever is like real. So basically, the glasses ain't real. These sunglasses, obviously, where you put them on and see the world how he saw it. But our awareness, that's yours for the taking. We can be more aware. We can be more transparent. We can be more alert. So basically, if you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and all that good stuff. But please come in. Don't be afraid, obviously. But yeah, paranormal ripples. I don't just ask what's happening. I basically tell you what is happening the way it is. So that's why you need to like, subscribe, share, turn the notification bell on, obviously, so you don't miss anything. Basically, let me know in the comments if anything I've mentioned has made you question about the world, the way it is, and all that. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye, everyone. And remember, the awareness is yours for the taking. Bye-bye, everyone.